Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Guys, today is January 7th of 2022, and this would have been a good day for me to get some things done out in the garden, but as you can see, it's not going to happen today because the snow is still pretty much covered everywhere. All of my raised beds and my garden areas are just covered in snow. And I didn't get a chance to cover any of the raised beds, so I'm looking forward to once all of this snow melts to actually see what damage has occurred. I'm thinking that perhaps a lot of it might have died, but nonetheless, if it did, all we can do is continue to move forward and sow more seeds in preparation for our spring and summer garden. So let's go back inside and I'll see what I can do in terms of sowing seeds for spring, summer of 2022. So guys, what I'm going to be planning today, not planning, but sowing today, will be some eggplant, as you see here. I'm going to sow seeds for cabbage. I'm going to plant some of my red coxcomb. I'm going to plant some of the Texas store hibiscus. Last year's seeds were gifted to me by Lady Cheryl of Cheryl's Organic Food Forest. And over in here, I'm going to plant some of my peppers. I'm going to do the yellow bell pepper, some of the red bell peppers, some of the orange bell peppers, and I probably need to take out a pack of the regular sweet bell peppers as well. So let me see where I might have put it. Let's see. Here they are. I'll take out a pack of this, the regular bell peppers. And so what I'm going to be using today is this Miracle-Gro seed starting potting mix. And I don't have a whole lot left here in the bag, as you can see. So because the weather's really bad and I'm not able to go out just yet, I'm going to be using the paper towel method as well. So what I want to do first is sow the seeds for the Texas store hibiscus and the coxcomb first, in which I'll be using the seed starting mix. So I went on and I grabbed a tray to put under these little pots because of course there are holes and I don't want the soil to just fall out onto the table. But I'm repurposing these little pots that I picked up from Dollar Tree. They come 10 or 12 in a pack for $1. It might be $1.25 now. But as you can see, last year I used this for the red bell, and this year I'll be using it for the Texas store hibiscus. This one I used last year for collards, and now this year I'll be using it for coxcomb. But what I know I'll be doing in the future is I won't be writing on the pot itself. I'll try to put a label inside of the pot so that when I reuse it, I'm not having to mark out and scratch off. And, you know, sometimes you may forget. And then that way I'll always know what's inside of the container. So as you can see here, I'm filling my little pots up. Trying to compact it down a little. Get some of the air pockets out. What I love about this soil is that it's very nice and fluffy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my seeds ready. So this first pot here is the Texas Star Hibiscus. And as you can see, I have my seeds here. And they take a long time to germinate, which is why I'm planting them now on January 7th to have them ready to go out into the garden once the soil warms up. Just sprinkle a little bit on top. Pat that down. And then now I'm going to do the coxcomb, and I'll get the seeds for those. And so here I've placed it in a Ziploc bag, and what that will do is it will hold the humidity in, and it stays pretty warm here in the kitchen anyway, so if I notice that it's drying out, I can just spray it and keep it moist until they actually germinate. So what I'm going to do next is to plant my cabbage seeds, and I'm going to use this container here because I want to plant as many cabbage plants as I can for the market garden. Just to level it out. Now I get a lot of my seeds from Dollar Tree, and they germinate for me just fine. The only thing is that you may only get about 25, maybe a little more, but not a whole lot of seeds in the packet. So whenever I do buy them, I always make sure to grab multiple packs of seeds because it's not a whole lot in the pack. Okay, and I'm just going to take my soil here and cover it just a little. You don't have to cover it too much because when you water, it's going to push the seed down further into the soil anyway. But I just want to make sure it's pretty much covered. And I'm just going to water this in. Some people water their soil first before they place their seed. I just find it easier to do it at this point. Okay, that looks pretty salt to me. I'm going to cover it with this lid. And I'm simply going to write cabbage on top of it and today's date. What am I doing? 1/7. Okay. So that's done. And now what I'm going to do is use my paper towels, and I'm going to lay my seeds on top and place them in a Ziploc bag as well. So the first one I'm going to do, let's do the eggplant first. So I have my little paper towel here, and I'm going to spread my seeds out. Again, these are the Dollar Tree seeds. Just lay them out on this piece of paper. Kind of spread them out where they're not all on top of each other. And I'm simply going to fold my paper towel in half. fold it back again, like that. Going to spray my paper towel really well. And I'm going to place it inside of the Ziploc bag. And so that I remember what it is, I'm just sticking the empty seed packet in with the Ziploc bag so that I'll know that this is my eggplant. And I'm going to put this in my warming drawer, in which I'll share with you a little later. But what I'm going to go on and do, since you've seen the process, I'm going to do the same thing for each of my bell peppers, and I'll come back and share with you the next step. So now I have my yellow bell seed sown. I've done the same with the red bell. Again with the orange. I've done the same with the eggplant. And also with my regular bell peppers. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I have this warming drawer here, and it functions on low, medium, and high. And what I'm going to do, and this is my first time doing this, is because I only have one warming mat, and so I already have some other things that I have sitting on my warming mat. So I'm going to use my warming oven drawer here, and low is very low. It's just basically used for like when you've cooked something and you're waiting to serve it, but you want to keep it warm. That's basically it. It just keeps things warm for you. And so I'm going to place the dial on low. And I will be placing my seeds in the warming drawer. And if you give me a minute, I'll get my little step stool so I can show you how I'm placing it inside of the drawer. So this is what it looks like in the inside. It's a pretty big drawer. And what I'm simply going to do is place each one of these in here like so. There you have it. I have some here on the rack on top, and then I have some here on the bottom. And I will close the drawer, and there it is, guys. And these over here, my cabbage and my Texas Star hibiscus and my coxcomb, I will allow them to sit here on the table, and just to make sure that they stay moist and wait for them to germinate. I'm not expecting them to germinate within the next week or so. It may take longer, but nonetheless, I've started the sowing process for these flowers and vegetables. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, I hope that you would consider subscribing. And if you are a returning visitor to my channel, thank you so much. Your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget, guys, leave me a comment in the comment section. Hit that like button and the notification bell for future videos. God bless. Bye-bye.